Welcome to Two Brothers RC. Horizon Hobby sent us the brand new Eratix to fly, but before we get into that, consider joining us on Discord. The link is in the description. Come talk planes with us.
What's going on, YouTube? Today we've got the E-flite Eratix 3D. This is a foamboard, foamy as they like to call them, completely made out of, it's basically a paper plane put together with a little rubber band on the front holding the propeller on. This thing is awesome. I've already had the maiden flight in my cul-de-sac. I did some hovering and torque rolls. I was actually afraid that it might have been a little bit too tail heavy and it might have flipped over itself and crashed, but it had absolutely no problems. By this point, you've already seen that short that I used as a channel trailer for this particular video. We're going to be flying here at a local park down the street from my house, and we're going to just showcase what this thing can actually do in a wider area. Then we're going to take it back to my house, fly it at my cul-de-sac with, some actual sunlight hitting it rather than being in darkness. And then if I feel adventurous enough, we're going to bring it to my basement and fly it around in there. So let's go ahead and cut to that and get right to it. So before we fly, full disclosure, this model was sent to me by Horizon Hobby in exchange for posting content on social media. So this review is part of that. And we did get a Spectrum 50C600 3-cell battery to fly with. We're going to go ahead and just launch it and let's go. I mean, this thing is so slow, it's ridiculously good. How's the tracking here?
It's good.
Awesome. So this thing is like, if you're looking to fly a plane and you want to get into 3D or you want to improve your skills flying, this is probably the model I'd say to do it with. I mean, I'm barely using stick inputs here to keep it up. It's crazy good. I mean, the hovering is so easy. It's going to teach you everything you need to know about flying a 3D plane, or at least getting the basics of it down. I mean, look at how easy this thing flies. Get away from that tree over there. There we go. So, I mean, honestly, it's just so floaty, and we don't have almost any wind right now, so this is the best time to be flying it. I can't wait to bring it back to the house after these few flights that I got here, and then really see what we can do with it in the cul-de-sac. But the hovering is one of my favorite parts, because I can just walk right up to it and grab it out of the air. No problem at all. I don't feel like it's going to bite me or anything. Let's bring it on over here. Go ahead and grab it. It's just fun, Like being able to do this crazy cool stuff. Let's do some other stuff with it rather than just hovering and torque rolls. Let's go put it up into a knife edge loop, so we'll put it sideways. Well, probably helps if I get it set up for that. Not even a problem. Let's see if it'll do some other stuff, like a flat spin. Let's put it into regular high 100% rates instead of 150. It does do that. Does rolling Harriers pretty well. It does them so well that it comes to a dead stop, in fact. Let's try inverted Harrier. Not even a problem. There's a bit of a wind coming from behind us. It's catching it. Got to pull it back to the ground. There we go. This is a great model to test all your skills out, to really build up on them. And if it gets damaged, it's not really a big deal because it's easy to fix. I mean, this thing has got so much power. It's insane. I do have the AS3X stabilization on the AR630, and it's not having any problems in this wind. It's a little slow, but I mean, look at it. It's basically coming to a dead stop in the air. Let's get it to fly with the wind. Yeah, now it speeds up. Easy knife edge circles here. If I sound like I'm slurring my words, it's because it's very cold out here. This is so much fun to fly. God, I love this. Hands off the sticks right now. Look at that. Okay, now I got to give it some stick input. This is a good model for you if you're looking to get into flight. I mean, I have been told by some of my 3D friends this is on the heavier side of what they would expect a 3D foam airplane to be in terms of like a foam model. But honestly, I'm not noticing it. It does have a little bit of weight to it, but it still flies really good. And it gets into these nice stable Harriers with very little wing rock at all. I mean, look at it go. Let's go get it out of the air again. No problems at all here. Get out of the way of the camera. There we go. I mean, it just does anything you want for the most part. You know what we haven't done yet is a blender. Running out of power here, so let's not push it too much. Go straight up, pop it over. Not really a blender. That's one thing it has a little bit of an issue with, but it's still cool. I think it's time to bring it in. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. There we go. Not bad for a second flight with it. Solid plane so far. This thing is fun, like so much fun. And you can see how controllable it is even in some slight winds. Basically all it does is just grab itself in the air and just kind of stay put. So there's really nothing to be worried about flying it in wind. Just don't fly it in too much wind because it'll probably start flying backwards and get away from you if it doesn't have enough thrust. Overall, I think it flies exceptionally well on this 600 milliamp 3-cell battery up in the front. I mean, I had no problems walking up to it and grabbing it. The only reason why it looked a little squirrely is I'm still understanding the airframe and trying to figure out how to pick it up without, you know, messing up my fingers. So there's a little bit of that to it, but other than that, I mean, the overall quality of this plane is really nice. Look at these massive control surfaces for the ailerons, the elevators, the rudder. Overall, it's even finished with a nice plastic feel to it, so it doesn't feel cheap at all. It's got nice little bumpers in the wings in case you were to damage it. If you did inadvertently rip off the ailerons or some other control surface, it's really easy to just put right back on with some tape. So, I mean, overall, if you want to learn and you want to get good at 3D flying, this is going to be a tool that teaches you exactly how to do that. Comes highly recommended so far.
I wasn't satisfied with just flying it in a field, so my wife suggested trying some stunts in the deserted playground. It's pretty durable, and it takes light impacts well. We all make mistakes, right? The Eratix is so rewarding to fly. It really has no bad tendencies aside from carrying a little too much inertia into some tight maneuvers.
Oh yeah. Swing, go.
You'll learn to improve your stick control quickly with this bird, and it will do what you tell it to without fail. But, like I said, we all make mistakes, right?
All right, guys, so we're back at my house. We're gonna go ahead and try to up the difficulty a little bit. You saw me doing some stupid stuff trying to fly it through the monkey bars, and that didn't work too well. My wife's over there holding back a giggle. Did go to the local hobby shop, Hangar 18 Hobbies. Picked up a new slow flyer propeller, basically the same thing, just doesn't look as cool because it's gray instead of black. So we're gonna hover it around and see what we can do in front of the house. Yeah, this is on an 850 milliamp pack, so it's a little bit heavier, but it's still flying pretty good. Blowing some leaves around, trying to get it to stabilize in this wind. The wind's coming right at us right now, so let's go ahead and move it over here. There we go. There we go. Look a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
Fine here.
Camera?
I got it.
Beautiful.
Trying to over control it just a little too much. Let's check our battery voltage real quick. We're sitting at 11 volts. We got enough to do a little bit more. Now that maybe the wind has subsided just a little bit, we can do this. I got it here. We're good. Keep it in frame. There we go. Let's swap out batteries, do a little bit of flying in the backyard, and then take it downstairs. Fine. Gotta watch my step at the same time.
Yeah.
Got a tree snack. Yeah, it's totally fine. This thing is durable. Isn't that awesome?
That was fantastic.
All right, now let's take it downstairs and fly it in the basement.
We gotta die.
You know what? Maybe it's the best idea not to do it in here because it's a little too close to me.
I think this is about the time that we instilled the rule: no flying planes in the house.
Yeah, and it kicks up a ton of dust in here too with all the dog fur. Let's take it back outside and finish the battery off, and then we'll talk about it some more.
Pepper, where you going, Pepper? Where you going, Pepper? Where you going, Pepper?
All right, so we gave up on flying inside the house, so we're gonna go ahead and do it out here a little bit more. The winds have finally died down a bit, so let's do it. let's get some final thoughts on this thing. Again, I will remind you guys, Horizon did send this to me, but I do give you my best unbiased opinion I can give you on it. So let's go ahead and start with that. The plane is a little on the heavier side than I would like it to be. That is because it's, as you've seen, very durable. It handles a lot of impacts. I mean, look at it. It looks brand new still, except for like right here where there's like a little scrape on the wing. The prop is the least durable part of any plane, generally speaking. The prop hits something, it's going to break. That's why we had to switch out to this less than ideal gray propeller. I'm going to order another black one just because I like the way it looks. Overall, I mean, the quality of this model is outstanding. The fact that it only took me 10 minutes to build it is amazing. I really don't want to have to glue this stuff together, tape it, all that other crazy stuff, install the servos. I will come out and say that getting it downstairs did necessitate some tight spaces and squeezing it in. So I did actually ram the rudder into the top of the ceiling as I was trying to monkey it down there. And the rudder is not damaged, but it did strip the servo. So I had some spare turbo timber servos, and I put one in here, which you can hear, and I had to use a different servo arm, but ultimately the whole plane is now metal geared rather than plastic on the elevator and rudder and metal on the aileron. So overall, I mean, this thing looks phenomenal. It flies great. Let's give it one quick once over before we go and show you guys just how cool this thing is. That's how confident I am with this thing. I had no problem putting it into a snap roll right in front of my Japanese maple tree there, and I knew it would come out of it. I knew I could get it. I knew I could do some torque rolling and practicing here at the house. I even momentarily hovered it in the house and nearly cut myself up pretty good on it. But I mean, it's a slow flyer prop, and it actually would have probably just bounced off me because it's a rubber band attachment. So it wouldn't really it would still hurt, but it wouldn't be a severe issue to be hit by. That all being said, I think you guys should definitely consider picking this one up. If you want me to give you a score, I'm going to tell you it's a solid 9 out of 10. Where it could be better would be more robust structural work here rather than just a carbon fiber piece. A little tiny tail wheel of some kind would be kind of good, but then we're running into the risk of adding more weight to the airframe. The little wheel pants are good, but I haven't even seen a reason to fly it off of grass or wheels or at all yet. So you can see it rolls in the ground, but it's super loud. If I let it drag on the pavement, it's going to tear that carbon fiber apart. I could put a black piece of electrical tape there to kind of take the impact, but again, that adds more weight, and the plane is slightly on the heavy side as is, even with the recommended 600 milliamp pack that I've got shoved up in the nose. Aside from that, this thing flies phenomenally. I think you guys are going to love it, and for those of you who want to practice your skills or improve them, this is going to be the plane that you're going to want to look into getting, especially now. So let me know what you guys think, and there's always more coming up on the horizon, and we'll see you guys again out there.